Hello again, everybody. Bryan Casella here with Century 21 in Southern California. Making another quick video, basically to follow up what I did previously in my other video of introducing myself and kind of giving everybody my story in real estate. Now, I wanted to make this specific video about door knocking, which is one of the things I'm known for, especially in my office. Anybody that follows me on social media will see me post pictures every day of me getting out there and saying, I'm out here, I'm hitting doors, I'm not stopping no matter what, rain, sun, doesn't matter. And I wanted to break down exactly kind of what I do in two separate quick sections. One, I'm going to be talking about the inner game, what I do internally and, in my mind and physically to get myself ready to go out there and door knock. And two, kind of, the approach I use and what I've noticed works for me. So I'm going to get right to the point, the inner game. Now, door knocking, a lot of you out there might not have done it, might be scared to death to do it, and might say, you know what, that's not for me, I'll just get on the phone. Now, just to let you know, being face-to-face with somebody is probably one of the most powerful techniques you're going to have for influencing them. Not only just to, do business with you, but two, it's just to get known. The big thing, especially I noticed in real estate, is just, being the man, being branded, having people know who you are, being the go-to guy. So when someone sees your picture, here's your name and say, boom, real estate. And that's ultimately what you want in your market and anywhere else. Because you're not going to be able to reach anybody at any given time. So for someone maybe you reached a year ago, if your name is branded in their head, guess who they're going to think about when they want to sell their home? Someone calls them and says, hey, I want to sell, do you know anybody? Or they're thinking about buying another property or whatever it might be. If they're thinking real estate, your name's going to go right into their head. Top of mind awareness, that's what it's called. And that's ultimately what you want to create. So, internally, you need to get over it. I can't put it any other way. You need to go out there and talk to people. If you're a phone prospector and you're great at it, good for you. But if you can door knock, and believe me, I don't care what kind of producer you are, you can always get out there for at least 45 minutes, an hour, 2 hours and go door knock. Anybody can do it. I don't care what level you're on. And it's going to be the best thing for you. You're meeting the neighbors, you're getting to know people. There's always the one neighborhood watch guy there that's going to tell you, oh, hey, this guy wants to sell, or, Joe Schmo over there was telling me he wants to move in a year. And you're always going to have one person in certain tracts of homes that's going to give you that kind of information. And those are the best people to align yourself with. I can't tell you how many people in my database I have already that are those people and that actually call me even every couple weeks and say, hey Bryan, what's his name just mentioned to me he might be thinking about moving in 6 months, just giving you a heads up. Isn't that what you guys want? I mean, I love when they call me like that, and I feel grateful that they think of me, but it's due to me positioning myself to them as saying, hey, that's my guy, that's my realtor. So you need to get out there. Mentally, you need to accept the fact that you're going to have to go out there and just meet people. Rejection is part of it. I've gotten spit on, believe it or not. I've had people slam the door in my face. I've had people tell me, get the F off my property. You know what that word is. I've seen it all already in a short amount of time. So believe me, negativity is out there. You need to learn how to tune that out. And like I said in my previous video, fill your head with positive things. Know why you're out there and keep your goal in sight. Because if you have your goal in front of you, whether it's on a card or you're looking on your phone, those little things aren't going to matter because your goal's up here and all the negative stuff is just a stream flowing under the bridge, and your goal's going to be right here, strong. And you just need to stay focused on that. Now, as far as attire, I'm always in a suit. I have my name badge, which I'm holding right here. I always put that on. It's really hot here, so I'll normally ditch the jacket and just go with a shirt, tie, name badge, slacks. I'll wear comfortable shoes, obviously, because usually when I door knock, I go for at least 2 or 3 hours before I stop. So you definitely want to wear comfortable shoes. The reason I go with the shirt and tie or the suit is because I always put myself in the perspective of the client. If someone shows up to your house and they're in a suit and they are confident, they are sharp as a tack, they're enthusiastic, they're an authority figure, they're an expert. I mean, naturally you're going to feel like, wow, this guy's sharp. If I ever do want to work with somebody, it's going to be someone like him. Because like we all know, first impressions last. Your first impression a lot of the times will either make or break the deal for you. So you need to make sure that your first impression is strong, bold, confident, and for them to at least say whether they work with you or not, or you get rejected, whatever, they'll at least walk away and say, you know what, I might not have liked him, or I don't want to sell, but wow, he was sharp, he was good, he was on point. That's what you want to portray when you're talking to people, and that's something I pride myself on right now is when I show up to your door, whether you like me or not, you're gonna say, this kid is sharp, he knows what he's doing, he knows what he's talking about. If I ever had to sell or knew anybody that did, he would get it done. And that's what I want to give off to people, because I know I can do it, and you need to believe that on the inside. So anyways, always go in a suit. I try to wear off colors because I noticed a lot of the religious people, or Mormons for example, will go with a white shirt, black tie. And I have nothing against them. I just don't want to be confused for them, because I know some people automatically will see the white shirt and black tie and say, whoa, no, not for me. And they won't even look at you. So I always try to go with the pink shirt, something colored off, like this tie is a little bit different. Just to get somebody to, if they look and look away, to look twice. If I can capture them for that split second, I know I at least have a chance to get my foot in the door, which is all you want. If you're confident in yourself and your abilities, all you need is that window of opportunity to take advantage of it. So I already broke down, basically what it takes in your mind and physically as far as attire and everything and presenting yourself. Now I'm going to get in quickly to the techniques. See, this video is already 6 minutes. I don't want to have it run on too long. Basically, I started with just listed, just sold scripts that I would use when I would do certain neighborhoods. I work with Century 21. So I would try to, find listings, whether my company, my specific office sold it or another one, I would use it and say, hey, we just listed, we just sold. But what I've noticed that works well, especially for me, is I use a tweak of that, which is a hot market script. Usually I'll pick a listing that either I just sold or somebody in my company just sold in an area. And when I approach the door, I'll say, hello, my name is Bryan, I work with Century 21. The reason I'm stopping by today is to let you know that X amount of homes have sold in the last 30 days. And did you know that 15 of them actually sold at or above their asking price, or something like that? Or 15 homes sold in the last 30 days, in 30 days or less. Did you know that? Just something to bring value to people, because like Kevin Ward said, who is actually my coach in real estate, bringing value is going to separate you from the competition. Now, that comes off also a little less pushy, instead of just knocking on the door and saying, hey, my name is Bryan with Century 21, you want to sell your house? You can kind of feel the difference there. So using that approach will at least get people to say, oh wow, I didn't know that, and it'll kind of bring the guard down, which is ultimately what you want, so you can have a genuine conversation with somebody. Because I can tell right away if I'm talking to someone and it just happens to be that person I couldn't really connect with. When they're giving me answers, I know right away they're not genuine, and you don't want that. You want people to, whether they want to work with you or not, or they have a need for your service or not, to at least be genuine with you. Because the worst feeling you can have is walking away from someone, an opportunity, a prospect, knowing that they want to do business, but you could not get their business because you couldn't, like they say, close them. And you walk away knowing the next person that talks to them, if they're sharp, they're going to get them, and you're going to lose out. And that's one of the worst feelings to have. It's happened to me, especially right when I started. I'm getting away from that. I'm polishing my approach and my skill, and it's helping me. So you definitely want to pick whatever script you're going to use. That's my personal favorite for going door to door. That's really going to lower the resistance the most and help you at least have a genuine conversation with them. Besides that, I try to always target for sale by owners and expireds, especially at the door. As far as scripts for that, I use a combination kind of Mike Ferry and Kevin Ward scripts. I kind of tweak them my own way. I try to add my own kind of words and language patterns in there, but that would be a whole another topic to talk about. I don't want to get too into that. But as far as body language, it really depends. If I approach a man, I knock the door, and as always, I always step back. I'm a pretty big guy. I'm about 6'2", maybe 6'3", so I'm big. I'll knock and I'll walk at least 6 to 7 feet back, depending on who I see at the door. If I see maybe an elderly woman, I'll step back maybe a little bit further. Again, I always have my name badge on. Sometimes I'll even pull out a business card to really show that I am part of Century 21. So if it's a man, you never want to stand directly in front of a man, because no matter what, it's going to be seen as confrontational. So I either always stand off to the side a little bit, either at an angle, or if I'm standing like this, I won't stand directly in front of them. I'll step to the side, so I'm just kind of casually maybe leaning back and, oh, okay, kind of like that. If it's a woman, I want to make sure I'm not too close, because I don't want to invade their personal space, so I'll stay directly in front of them, which you want to do, but I'll be at a good distance, and I'll continue to speak. So that's, as far as body language, you want to focus on that. But tonality, I don't want to break it down. That's also very important, because at the end of the day, your communication, especially in person, is only going to be about, I think it's 7% to 9% words. And the majority of it is your body language and your tonality. and how you use it. So you want to learn to use that effectively. Now you can look at Jordan Belfort, the guy from the Wolf of Wall Street. I don't know if you guys know him. He's great. You can also study a bunch of real estate videos, especially Kevin Ward. Big shout out to him. His videos are great, and he's a master at this kind of thing, especially tonality, NLP, and that kind of thing, and really breaking through people's resistance and hitting them on a subconscious level, which is really what you want to hit. So you can have that, great communication with people and really have that power to influence them and persuade them when they need to be influenced or persuaded correctly, not negatively. You don't want to do that. You don't want to force people to do things that they shouldn't be doing. That's unethical. I don't say you should do that, not at all. But I think you should harness the ability to be able to influence people and persuade in order to better help your clients and yourself. Because at the end of the day, if you don't have that ability, like I said earlier, you're not going to be able to really get enough business or do the amount of transactions that you really want to do as an agent. So this video ran on a little bit too long, but hopefully those two things can help you guys. Like I said, ask me any questions, comments, shoot me an email. I'll start putting my information at the bottom. That way you guys have more access to me, but I've already been getting a lot of love on Facebook and that kind of thing, so it's great. A big shout out to everyone else that I'm in contact with, people in my office, and all the coaches and people that have helped me get to this point and really feel this good and strong and confident about myself. So I'll see you guys soon on the next video, and I look forward to seeing what you have to say. Talk to you soon. Bye.